My topic of this paper is Software Quality Assurance Plan, setting the quality assurance checkpoints within the project lifecycle and system development lifecycle. What is SQAP and why do we need it? SQAP is an effort-driven activities. It is a set of documentations of procedures, workflow, techniques, and tools that is relevant to the SPI methodologies that we adopted. So it requires collective effort, ensure that the customer's requirements are met and the contract are fulfilled, and it compliance to the service level agreement. And most importantly, it improves the business operations, protects the reputations, as well as it accelerates the software changes and meet the customer needs. So the aims of this paper is to outline a set of checkpoints throughout the project lifecycle and software development lifecycle where the assistance and benchmarking can be made for the IT industry when implementing the software project management. Any misconduct of SQAP will weaken the customer relationship, damage in brand and its reputation, and it will major increase in the operational and financial cost. And majorities of the managers only place emphasis in the development scope but overlook on the overall projects in the entire project lifecycle. So checkpoints in the SQAP has somehow been neglected to benchmark against the adopted standard. So this has created unnecessary stress and burden, especially to the team members who have little time to work on the assigned task. One of the main issues faced by the team is the overlapping of tasks and responsibilities among the PM and SQAM. There exists more than a set of SQAP within the projects. This is because of the different directive for PM and SQAP. So these overlappings of the project activities and the project milestone, if we view from the single point of view as a common entity, will contribute to the SQAP. This will overcome the multiple sets of a SQAP. What is the importance of these checkpoints in SQAP? It is a roadmap for instituting the software quality assurance, and this to ensure regular and consistent quality inspection throughout the project lifecycle. There will be a point that it reached to a consensus at the agreed checkpoints to avoid multiple versions of overlapping SQAP. So the checkpoint should be set at the strategic point, made known to all the team members, and everyone is aware and well informed of the checkpoints, deliverables, and expectation. What will happen for a project without SQA checkpoints? The developers are reluctant to perform detailed analysis when making changes to source code. The PM will only provide preliminary scheduling, which is unrealistic. The PM will only include importance of critical tasks where overlook the overall project activities. The developers will only do the screen testing and there's no proper records or proof that testing has been carried out. And a code walkthrough is not a common practice and there's no post-release meeting. As a result, this has created unrealistic schedule, budget has been overrun, project delay, rework, low team morale, and inabilities to track performance against the budget and plan. This paper has produced an overall roadmap on setting the checkpoints for SQA. It covers the PLC and SDLC based on a review and approval process, and the SMART criteria checkpoints are derived based on the IT project management activities. It will be evaluated, ensure that the milestones is achieved before moving to the next phase. And this will support both the project managers and SQAM in managing the development team. CP1, Project Charter Sign-off and Publish. This marked the agreement and endorsement of the project. In the past, the team members are unaware that he or she is involved in the new project. CP2, URS Sign-off and Published. It is the feasibility of the project from the aspect of operational, technically, economically, and legally. In the past, the PM and the TMs kick-start the projects without finalizing the URS. That's where the scope creep will happen. CP2 Change Request Review and Approval. This is a mechanism that used for requesting approval and documenting changes to the project. In the past, there's no control and tracking for the source code changes. CP4 Draft Software Testing Plan Review and Approval. And these are the testing efforts will be considered when developing the project schedule. In the past, the testing priorities is put at the list where the software are released without proper testing. CP5, project schedule approved and distributed. It is necessary for the team to agree upon the project schedule for the assigned task. In the past, the team members are not adhering to the project schedule. This will create a delay in the project. CP6, the software testing plan need to be reviewed and approved. It is important to set out how the software will be checked, what will be tested, and who will perform the test. In the past, the software testing is based on the developers or the tester feel what is right to be tested. No benchmark or no guideline for them to do testing. CP7 code walkthrough. It is important to detect technical issues before they snowball and out of control. In the past, the source code lack of proper tracing and monitoring. No one knows what has been made to the source code. CP8, which is software testing review. All testing need to be recorded, inspected, and peer reviewed. In the past, testing are based on screen testing only. CP9, if there is an automated testing, it should be added as one of the to-do lists and it should be enforced. CP10, the software release note needs to be reviewed and approval. SRN should be prepared before the product is released. In the past, the software release is always at the last minute and there are many items has been overlooked and missing. As a result, the team members required to patch up after the release. CP11, software release lesson learned report. This is to capture the knowledge gained throughout the stages of the PLC and SDLC. So repeat the positive aspect and eliminate the unhealthy. UAT sign-off. It is to indicate that the changes made is meeting the business requirement and ready for deployment. In the past, the sign-off has been shouldered to the responsibility of project managers and the support team. For the project closure plan, it should be reviewed and approval, announced and published, and it should be a meeting and lesson learned report on that. And all the related projects activities will be wrapped up and all the stakeholders will be informed on the project closure. And for the project evaluations review and lesson learned report, the end users or the client feedback for the suggestions will be compiled for future project improvement. In the past, the team members are not aware of the project closure and they may continue to support and make changes to the project. And these are the list of the checkpoints that suggested are indeed relevant to the project change control management. And these are the documentations for all the project requests, approved and reject changes. Setting checkpoints is not an easy task. Not every project manager has sufficient business knowledge and experience in handling the checkpoints evaluations and assessment. The proposed checkpoints are based on the author's industry experience when conducting consultancy in software quality assurance. SQAP is a powerful QM tool, and a lack of attention to SQA means that more rework and defects are reported. And the proposed checkpoints work hand in hand with the integrated change control management. Any projects without internal control will operate inefficiently and may out of compliance with the applicable laws and regulations. The checkpoints can be extended as part of the integrated change control for the software industry. Thank you.